The second Elon Musk bought Twitter, the Democrats realized the next election couldn't be rigged. The FBI wouldn't be able to censor speech to help Biden win. Musk had to be taken out. This was a job for Media Matters. The left-wing media watchdog group put the hit out on Friday. Corporate ads on Twitter are running right next to Nazi content, Media Matters claimed. They put out screenshots of white supremacist videos next to ads for IBM, Apple, Oracle, Xfinity, Bravo, many others. These are Fortune 500 companies, many of them, and they panicked. IBM suspended advertising on Twitter. So did Apple, Disney, Comcast, Paramount. All those companies pulled ads. Media Matters then did a victory dance.
The platform is so saturated with extremism, with white genocide, with anti-Semitism, with racism, with conspiracy theories, things that otherwise should be managed in some way, that they can't actually protect the few brands that are still willing to remain on the platform.
But according to Musk, Media Matters made the story up. They created fake accounts, and these fake accounts followed Nazis. Then the fake accounts kept refreshing their pages until ads popped up. And then they took photos and claimed it was all organic. This is like paying people to dress up as Nazis, sending them to a company headquarters, taking pictures of them at company headquarters, and then saying, oh, you know, your company loves Nazis. Elon Musk caught them red-handed and is now hitting them with what he described as a thermonuclear lawsuit to counter the, quote, fraudulent attack. Now, if Musk wins this lawsuit and bankrupts Media Matters, it would constitute an enormous victory for free speech and the conservative media. Primetime doesn't like when people lose their jobs, but in this case, we'll make an exception. Michael Schellenberger joins me now. So how fraudulent was this boycott attempt by Media Matters?
Hey, Jesse, good to be with you. I mean, it sounds shocking. It sounds like if you're on X, formerly known as Twitter, that you are being served up neo-Nazi content and that it's all being tied together with these big brands. Well, as you pointed out, they created fake accounts to follow neo-Nazis, and then they say that they got those ads served. Well, we did the same thing, as any journalist should have done as soon as they heard about this. We created fake accounts. We followed the exact same pro-Nazi accounts that Media Matters named, and we couldn't get any ads. We refreshed constantly. We went into the actual content itself. We then went and followed 3 times more pro-Nazi accounts. Same thing. We couldn't get any ads served up to us. So first of all, we were not able to replicate Media Matters. We asked Media Matters to respond, to explain how they gamed the system to be shown the ads after having already followed pro-Nazi content. We didn't hear back from them. I think that tells you that what's going on here, there's more than meets the eye, I would say.
So we know how wealthy Musk is, and we know what kind of lawyers he can pay. If you have a dozen of the most highly paid legal professionals descend upon Media Matters, would that bankrupt that outfit?
Well, you know, I'm a huge First Amendment advocate. Obviously, I want free speech. People even have the right to lie. But you can't commit fraud. That's one of the restrictions on free speech. You can't do what Media Matters appears to be doing here, which is to manipulate in a situation to lie about what's actually going on with the business in order specifically to hurt that business. They created the story they wanted to sell here, which is that somehow there's a lot of anti-Semitism on X, that somehow the brands are being associated with that anti-Semitism. They had that in mind before they did their research. So this is clearly a case where they're using fraudulent methods to lie, to manipulate the platform, to lie to businesses on business questions. That starts to look like fraud. That's a very serious charge.
Mike,
could be very expensive and dangerous.
It's what
for
they're
Media
trying
Matters.
to put Trump out for saying his company was worth more and you know, creating these fraudulent estimations. They want to strip his business license for that, even though there's no proof. And then we have proof that Media Matters did the exact same thing. If they were honest, they'd just say, Your Honor, I'm guilty.
Yeah, and that's right. We point out in today's article that Media Matters has always been a front group for the Democratic Party. It's always been a front group for the Democratic Party donors. So you go and basically have this alliance between the advertisers and a political party to censor and control what's on media platforms, that's very scary. That's very dangerous. People should be very concerned about what's happening. They should speak up and defend free speech on X, on all other social media platforms, because it's currently under attack by Media Matters.
All right, go check out Mike at Substack. Have a great evening.
So this is how they do it. Amazing. Cernovich, friend of the show, had this incredible tweet. The second that Elon Musk took over Twitter, he said, left-wingers will create Nazi sock puppet accounts to try and get advertisers to flee. Man, Cerno just nailed it. Like 2 years ago. It's so predictable. This is so predictable. And shame on these organizations. This is why this show has pledged a huge advertising budget on X just to support free speech, along with Tim Pool and the Babylon Bee. We joined together and we're going to be doing big ads. I think that the ads that we should make, I called Tim last night, talk about this. I think the ads that we should make should be against Apple and IBM. We should do ads about how Apple uses slave labor, about how Disney thanked the Communist Party of China, who runs concentration camps, and how IBM helped Hitler plan the concentration camps. Those are the ads. I'll spend money on ads shaming those. Let's put them on blast, right? Let's go on offense. These people, these corporations have despicable histories when it comes to human rights. They're filthy. And this is what virtue signaling is all about. They're virtue signaling. They have no virtue. And they are being weaponized and rolled by left-wing dark money, humanity-hating groups, funded entirely by George Soros. Media Matters is a Democrat front group. The Democrat Party has outsourced their laundry to these people to be hitmen. Watch.
We point out in today's article that Media Matters has always been a front group for the Democratic Party. It's always been a front group for the Democratic Party donors. So you go and basically have this alliance between the advertisers and a political party to censor and control what's on media platforms. That's very scary. That's very dangerous. People should be very concerned about what's happening. They should speak up and defend free speech on X, on all other social media platforms, because it's currently under attack by Media Matters.
Who's with me? I think this is a great idea. Like the ads that we should run, we can create them here. We have a great creative group, great production group. We can create them here. I'll create an entire ad that about every single company. We'll do a full investigation into every company that pulled their ads from X about how they've supported concentration camps, slave labor, and the literal Nazi party when it comes to IBM. How about that? This is a great idea. And then I'll run that ad. I'll put money behind that ad on X and we'll shame them. Tim talked about this in his show last night. We should shame these advertisers. Shame works. It is good to punch back. And you find out these places have glass jaws. As soon as you throw one haymaker, man, we can fight back. We'll use the same tactics we used against Bud Light, against Target. Baby, feels good to be back. Elon Musk just hates wokeism. And that's the fundamental driving force behind the man. He hates anti-human ideology. And I'll say this because we're all preparing for Thanksgiving, right? So we're all preparing to go to Thanksgiving. It didn't used to be this way. Like I'm not going to have any Hamas supporter at my Thanksgiving, right? I don't care who you are, right? If you're a member of my family, I'm not going to have you at my Thanksgiving table. But it didn't used to be like this, where the other side wanted to put you in camps, right? Where the other side wanted to force injections into your body and believe that they controlled you. It didn't used to be this slave master mentality, right? You're a slave. If somebody can tell you what they are going to put into your body, otherwise you can't have bread to feed your family, you're a slave. If somebody can tell you what you're allowed to think, what you're allowed to say, you're a slave. Call it what it is. It's chattel slavery. And that is why these people actually love concentration camps. Places like these evil corporations like Disney. They actually love concentration camps. They love them. They want you to live in one. They want to control what you say, what you do, and what you inject into your body. They want to force that upon you, what you can and cannot think. Shut up. Shut up and eat the gruel. It's 1984. Eat the sludge. That's what they want. That's what they're demanding. They're not taking their advertising off X. because it was service next to an ad that they don't support. They actually support that ideology. They support that worldview of total control of a population. They do it in their actions. That's the irony of this whole thing. That's the sick thing here. They're not taking they're taking their advertising off X because Elon Musk is actually trying to create a free world, and they are against a free world. They're against freedom, liberty, freedom of thought, creativity. They're actually against that. Think different was Apple's old saying. It is the opposite now. Think exactly and entirely and totally exactly only what we tell you to think. It's an abomination. So these people are monsters, and these corporations need to be shamed. I'm going to get together with the Babylon Bee, and I'm going to get together with Tim Pool, and we're going to shame them. We're going to put our collective firepower together, and we're going to humiliate these companies. We're going to do a deep dive into how evil these companies actually are, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be awesome. Elon Musk saying, I'm not right wing. I'm pro humanity. So important. Such an important point to make. Watch.
Over the past year or so, since purchasing X, you've become more political. Is there a part of you that regrets that?
Have I?
In this battle to sort of counterweigh the woke that comes from
I guess
San
if you
Francisco.
consider fighting the woke mind virus, which I consider to be a civilizational threat, to be political, then yes.
So basically going into the battleground of politics. Is there a part of you that regrets that?
Yes, I don't know if this is necessarily sort of one candidate or another candidate, but it's I'm generally against things that are anti-meritocratic or where there's an attempt to suppress discussion, where even discussing a topic is, not allowed.
Isn't that the point? That's what these companies are actually standing against. These companies are pro-totalitarianism. They're pro-Marxism. They're pro-total control of your life. So it's good to know. It's good to know. And I'm gonna get together with my boys, Seth Dillon at the Babylon Bee and Tim Pool, and we're gonna make it hurt. We're gonna make it hurt. You people don't understand the hornet's nest that you've kicked. A Trump-appointed judge will preside over Elon Musk's high-profile lawsuit. Spaghetti-o. A Trump-appointed judge a judge appointed by Donald Trump will oversee the high-profile lawsuit filed by Musk against the far-left organization Media Matters. This judge in the Northern District of Texas, is the same judge that demanded that the FDA release the Pfizer files and ordered the FDA to expedite the release of its Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine documentation. Oh, man. Judge Pittman, get ready, baby. We're ready. We are ready. It's going to be an incredible run. We are very much looking forward to a time where we fight back. The panic is real, and it is setting in.